Well, it's time now for a bit of a cultural interlude, and this week France 24 is celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip-hop with a 4-part series in New York and also Paris. Jennifer Ben Brahim, the producer, is here to tell us more. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, Haxie. Well, I have to tell you that hip-hop is more than a musical genre. It's a global phenomenon. It influences everything from politics, sports, business, and it's actually the most lucrative music genre in the world. Now, we travelled to New York to meet the pioneers behind the genre, as well as look at the woman's role in this art form and how hip-hop has influenced and actually changed fashion. And then we came back to Paris to look at France's love affair with hip-hop.
Let's start off by telling us a little bit about the birth of the genre.
So hip-hop is said to have been created on the 11th of August, 1973, but it's all quite, mythical. No one really knows that's the exact date, but that's what they've chosen as the date. And it was at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, an apartment in the Bronx, where the first ever hip-hop party was held by a certain DJ Kool Herc. However, in our first installment in the series, we actually wanted to focus our attention on an often overlooked godfather of hip-hop, Grandmaster Flash. Now, he actually grew up in the South Bronx in the 70s, and that was a time of high unemployment, high poverty rates, and so he actually had to use quite ingenious ways to kind of practice his love of music. He actually created his own turntable as a teen, and he went on to create a DJ technique called the quick mix theory, and it gave birth to cutting and scratching. Now, France 24's culture editor asked him if he was aware all these years ago that he was changing history. Take a listen.
This guy realized I made history maybe recently. I probably realized is when it went from little business in the park to when record companies was coming into the Bronx looking for us. When I used to get my rump tanned for, and in my teenage years of putting my fingertips on the record and extracting just that one particular area, I can go from New York to Japan. I see this everywhere, whether they're playing a rap record or playing a funk record or they're playing a disco record or R&B record. It's pretty humbling. It's like, wow.
Now, he later founded Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and you might know some of their kind of greatest hits, including the socially conscious song, The Message. And they're actually the first hip-hop act to ever be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it's, pretty impressive as a guest.
And your second instalment also goes into the ways in which women are also quite instrumental in the birth of the genre.
And that's right, because women have been there since day one. That party I actually told you about, the 1973 block party, where it's meant to have all started with DJ Kool Herc, was actually hosted and put on by his sister, Cindy Campbell. And it was also a woman, Sylvia Robinson, who produced Sugar Hill Gang's iconic song, Rapper's Delight, and that was the first mainstream hip-hop song. And also we can't forget the iconic duo, Salt and Pepper. They were the first female hip-hop group to sell over 1 million records. Now, it wasn't always easy for these early pioneers. Sexism, misogyny were there, from day one. But they've really paved the way for new, artists of today, such as Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. And we actually got to meet one of the rising stars called Kenzo B, and she's just 19 years old, and we went to see her in the Bronx. Take a listen.
Y'all look stupid with the hate on y'all face, and y'all just mad a bitch done went from eating ramen to steak. Like, okay, it all depends on how you take it. Don't gotta be in a room, my name alone could get it shaking and they hate it. But I'm still getting money, can't stop me from staying pretty. I'm still a realist bitch to bring pressure up in my city. Fuck all the decoys and the bots, I'm too high up in the clouds to be arguing with bitches by the spotlight.
Rap is male-dominated historically. Did you feel that?
Yeah and no. I'm so upcoming, that's what it is. So it's like, I know I'm gonna encounter that, but so far I haven't been in a room that they discluded me or counted me out. Everybody for the most part really got faith in me. It used to be male dominance in rap and stuff like that, but not no more. The females is coming on a different type of time.
And Jenny, as we just saw in Kenzo B's music video there, how you look, how you present yourself in the world of hip hop, it's often just as important as the music you're making.
I mean, that's for sure. You could see that in her video, you know, blinged up, amazing clothes. And hip hop and fashion have been linked really since day one as well. From Run DMC and Adidas to LL Cool J wearing his Kangol hats, to most recently Pharrell Williams heading up Louis Vuitton's menswear collections. Now, we were actually so lucky to get to meet the legendary Harlem designer Dapper Dan. Now, he went from dressing gangsters to famous rappers, but he soon became a fashion industry pariah for knocking off luxury labels like Louis Vuitton and Chanel. But in 2017, his luck changed when Gucci were caught out, thanks to social media, for ripping off an outfit he had made for an Olympian called Diane Dixon many years ago. And this led to Dapper Dan's fashion renaissance. Take a listen.
So when they first came, they called my son. He said, Dad, Gucci got in touch with me. He said they want to partner with me. I said, son, quit playing with me. He said, no, Dad, they really want to get a partner. I said, it's a trick. He said, no, Dad, they're serious. I said, if they're serious, tell them to come to Harlem. And they came. I said, if they're serious, tell them I have to continue doing everything the way I've been doing it. And they said, okay. I said, if they're serious, I have to have my own atelier in Harlem. And they said, okay. History is going to show that was like a really golden moment for hip-hop as well as for European fashion.
So you can actually watch our 4-part series on France 24, and it kicks off at 12:15 Paris time and on our website france24.com. And the 4th installment is about, as I was saying, we didn't have time to talk about it in the chronique, about France's love affair with hip hop, which is actually the second biggest market outside of the US.
Looks like a fascinating series. I, for one, will be watching as soon as I can. Jenny Ben Brahim from our Culture Desk from Encore. Thank you very much indeed.
Welcome.